team from Ghana. We're going to link it to Nigeria very soon. Black Stars of Ghana coach Avram Grant is saying, look, the door is open to Kevin Prince Boateng, to Suleiman Muntari, and any of the other players that have been exiled, some sort. So, I mean, it brings the question that is it African managers that can handle the top stars, or those foreigners just have a way of handling, or they show more respect to the foreigners?
I think Avram Grant is inviting trouble, you know, because that camp, you know, when the big stars are there, they want to prove that they are big stars.
Yeah.
And of course, if you look at recent times, even across, not only Ghana, you know, it's the big names that actually cause the trouble. So your ability to be able to manage those players, you know, is what comes to work on. For me, look at, let's take a cue from Shakes Mashaba of South Africa. He dropped the big names, and I've been able to work with, you know, some of the names we probably have not heard before.
May not have heard
before from South Africa. And guess what? They got in the goods, they got in the results, and they are through, you know, to the African Cup of Nations, you know, at the expense of Nigeria, who have always, you know, beaten them black and blue. So I don't want to advise, or I don't want to pitch my tent with what Avram Grant is doing at the moment, inviting those guys. Yes, I think he's caught in trouble. And Kevin Prince Boateng, maybe Suleiman Muntari, Kevin Prince Boateng, he's been too much
Michael Essien.
Michael Essien, his leadership, and of course, he's not been a man of troubles. You know, you hardly hear his name when it comes to off-the-field incidences. I think he's a highly disciplined player. You know, so Michael Essien, I think, is a welcome idea. But bringing back the other guys, you know what they did, you know, during the World Cup, how they turned the camp, you know, upside down. You know, I don't think it would be nice for him to start that way. You know, starting to settle, you know, player management issues, you know, even before settling the on-field issues itself, which is the main thing. So I think you can do without those players, get guys who can play those roles, and of course give you what you need on the field of play. I think that's what they should go for now. Going back for those players, by even if you look at it, they are over their prime already. Suleiman Muntari, yeah, they've gone past their prime. Chris Boateng, you know, can't give you much. You know, you have the likes of Andrea, who are just coming up. A couple of young guys in that team, you know, who need more playing time and need more exposure. I think you should concentrate on trying to give those guys something, you know, to play for and something to do, rather than going back to pick the old legs that seem to bring trouble to the Ghanaian camp.
A school of thought feels that, look, Avram Grant knows that he doesn't have time, and he probably wants to win. Unfortunately for Ghana, they're also in a group of debt. And do you think that might be the reason why he's saying, look, I'm open. Muntari, Essien, all of you, my doors are open.
Possibly. That could be a chance. And of course, like they say, everyone deserves a second chance. So perhaps he wants to give these players a second chance to be able to
for Muntari, it's not going to be a second, third, or fourth. Is that issues?
From an Avram Grant perspective,
okay,
you know, he didn't meet them with the team, so he's calling them back. So perhaps that's a second chance for them. So I think he just wants to give them the opportunity to play. You know, however, I still stand on the ground that I think he can do without them. But if he feels he needs them, why not? You could call them in. Thank God, although it's going to be the Nations Cup, that's the place. Thank God they've not given him too much of a task, you know, going to the Nations Cup and winning. So perhaps not doing too well might not cost him his job.
Okay.
But definitely to reduce his pedigree, and you know the Ghanaians, you know, they can decide to kick you out.
I guess he wants to hit the ground running, and that's why he's opened the door for those players to come in if they want to. All right, let's talk about the 2015 Nations Cup now. We're going to talk about two teams. We're going to start with one that everybody, anytime, last 4 or 5 editions of the Nations Cup, you mentioned that team, and everybody is already giving them the title, even before any ball is kicked. I'm talking about the Ivorian team, the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. And I don't know, Laura said that this is the last chance for this present generation to win something. I don't know about you. I think it's your time.
It's their time, not too sure, but yes, golden generation for Ivory Coast football.
And they're fading away?
They're fading away gradually. The big guys are already beyond at their prime. Some are beyond their prime already. And if you look at the age level of these players, 31, 32, 29.
And you don't see the young ones coming in?
Yes, they don't look as big. You know, they've not shown the potential to, you know, fill up those boots of this big guy. Tell me who can fill up Touré's boots. You look at Kolo Touré, as much as you want to say he has a feeble feet, you know, but still yet there's not enough.
You have to call him back. Didier Zokora retired.
Who knows? Perhaps Didier Drogba might be recalled with his exploits, you know, for Chelsea in recent days. You know, he might be called out of retirement to come and appear. So, but if you look at it, I think this is really the last chance. You know, it's so sad to imagine that the only trophy the Ivory Coast has won, you know, that is the African Cup of Nations, was in 1992. You know, I was probably maybe 4, 5, 6 years old then. So I can't imagine that they've had so much talent. You know, they remind me of the Dutch national team. Perhaps that's why they were orange. You know, they
I didn't think of that.
But at the end of the day, they don't get to win.
They get to crumble.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a new man at the helm. That's Hervé Renard. And he's been talking after the draw. I think it's only fitting that we listen to the coach of the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, Hervé Renard, and listen to what he has to say about the chances of the Ivorians lifting the trophy in Equatorial Guinea.
It will be the last Africa Cup for this. Most of this generation, the players were in this generation. They lost already 2 finals. So in their mind, because I know them, we spoke about that. They really want to finish their career with 1 title with their country. So it will be a big motivation now. In terms of the qualifier, we were not fantastic. So I don't think we are the big favorite, but sometimes maybe it's better to be just behind the favorite.
All right, Hervé Renard says, just echoing what we said, talking about these guys giving it their best, you know, knowing that it might just be the last chance they get to win something big on the African continent. Let's talk about one dark horse. Claude Leroy, cast your mind back 6, 7 months, is it 8 months ago, came to no, wasn't that long? Some months.
Yes, just like
came to Nigeria. We thought it was boasting.
Yes.
but you know, did the job on us, and now he's telling us it's been a long time that Congo Brazzaville have come to the Nations Cup, but he said, look, we are not here to come and sightsee. We're here to prove that we deserve to be here, and we can get something.
I think this man has become a magician of sorts in the African continent. If you look at how much, you know, how long he has stayed, you know, on the continent trying to coach teams and bringing them, you know, out to limelight. I was particularly not too surprised that they did what they did against Nigeria, because if you look at the impetus of the coach, you know, you want to say he's a man who knows his wits, and of course he has what it takes, you know, to get results, especially when you're on a bad patch, you know, as the Super Eagles was, you know, at that period. So the Congo, you might not want to, you know, really push them off, because if you look at the group, Group A, they have the host Equatorial Guinea, Burkina Faso, Gabon, so they have a good chance. Anybody in that group, for me, can make it out. There's no big name of sorts. Burkina Faso have dwindled. They've dropped since getting to the final, you know, of the Nations Cup. They've not really shown that stuff that they had, you know. Then Gabon, just 1 or 2, 3 players are their shining light there, so they have not been as outstanding as a team as they've been. Now, of course, you know how Equatorial Guinea got into the Nations Cup. Okay. They would never have been here if not for the fact that they are hosting. If not, so look at Congo, their chances are very bright, especially with the young crop of guys. If you look at that squad, they are very young guys, you know, in that squad, just a couple of, you know, old guys to just push them off in terms of leadership. So I think Claudio has a team that could probably cause an upset.
Okay.
Never can stop.
Let's listen to Claude Leroy, what he has to say about the chances of his team, especially after seeing the group that they'll be playing in.
We are very proud. We are very proud. We are even a little bit surprised because nobody was expecting us at the beginning of the competition. When the draw with Nigeria, South Africa, Sudan, all these teams were in the last Africa Cup of Nations. Nigeria was the last champion, and we didn't were anywhere since 15 years. And you know, and when I speak with all my friends were here, we are so happy that I qualified the team. Not alone, because alone you are nothing. With my staff, with the players, very good atmosphere, you know, in the team. And we were a little bit surprised, but so happy. Now we have to learn to feel what is high level and to be good students. Sometimes